Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 246 of Sold with Updike. Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and today we have a really great show because we're going to feature one of our own listings this week, and it is a townhome that is off of Skillman and Royal area, and you don't want to miss because it's one of the very rare 3-bedroom, 3 full bath.
And in our second segment today, we're going to talk about who are you going to call?
Oh, Jeff, you've been waiting all week to say that, haven't you?
I stood in front of that this morning.
Ooh-wee. It's a good day. Weather has changed. It is really amazing. I feel like the air temperature is really nice, but the ground is still warm, so things are going to stay green for a little bit longer, which is really, really nice. One of the things we like to do is also point out things that we've seen online that we think are really interesting and that pertain to houses. So what's the first one that you found this week?
The first one is these, if you have windows that look out to nothing, these are they're replaceable window panes that are really LED TVs. And they're coordinated to react together. You can choose your own photography to go up there. You can choose the photography that's built in. I thought it was so cool. If you're looking out to a building like that, you know, that's what you could have to be looking out to.
I thought it was such a great idea, and I was so excited, and I shared it with Jason. I was like, look, we could put this in, and this would be so amazing. You could get the sunset. And he goes, well, how much more cocooning are we going to do? I was like, hey, Negative Nancy, calm down. Golly. Bite my head off. Well, I think it's a great idea. One of the other things that we thought was a really interesting idea is the Texas mini homes. These are really interesting for me from a lot of different aspects, whether it's going to be a she shed, it's going to be an Airbnb rental income, it's in-laws, extended stay. I just think it has such versatility, and the price point is amazing.
Yeah, these are like 30 grand or around 30 grand a piece. If you follow to the website, not use that, but if people were to like go to the website from this, it shows you all the different floor plans, all the different prices. It does include, the prices do include delivery and complete setup. The only thing that I didn't see it said, it doesn't include any plumbing connections or any electrical connections.
And you'd want that anyway. Do it on your own. But I think these are a great idea. If you ended up doing these, please let us know. I will also say that as a value add, this would be one of the elements that people really are looking for. Every time you and I have a house that has an AUD on it, it is one of the first things people want to go and look at. It's not the master bathroom, it's not the kitchen, it's this, because so many people have lots of things they want to use it for.
Yeah, and you know, for probably $5,000 or $6,000, you could get air conditioner to put into this, and not just the air conditioner, but the head that does the whole, you know, heat and cooling both.
That mini split.
The mini split. Thank you. And you know, that'd be a great investment, I think.
So the third thing we're going to talk about, I think, really parlays into this mini house is actually this combination, and this is a 4 leather upholstered stools that actually fit within a coffee table that rises up to create a workspace or a dining room table.
And as spaces get smaller and smaller and smaller, which we have seen happen in new construction, we're hearing about it nationwide. There are some apartment buildings that are now offering 450 square foot apartments. And something like that would, if that's where you need to be, this I think is a great, just a great source.
So even if you don't use it for a dining room, those stools also double as storage, but this is a really great way to have a workspace and a large workspace that is very versatile. So I think this is really great. And again, as you were saying, we're really having to use smaller spaces much more efficiently. And these are some of those great ways to make that happen.
So if you, the links will be in below if you want to go check these out any further. I thought they were all pretty interesting.
I thought they were great. You did a great job with those. So now we want to take and shift gears. We always hear about what's happening in the economy through the national news, but let's actually get to the nuts and bolts and look at a lot more locally, get some granular eyes on this. And this is going to be for Dallas County. And this is for the last 7 days. We're going to compare it week over week so we get a truer look of what's happening here in Dallas.
And so in the coming soon status, this is an optional status that you can put listings into MLS. Those are up about 5%. There were 68 of those in the last week in Dallas County. New active listings were way up, 17%. They're up to 506 new active listings in Dallas County. That is across all property types. And then the number that went into option period were down about 3%, but there were still 230 homes that went into an option period.
So after the option period has expired and people are still moving forward with the contract, we move into the status called pending. And that's actually down 13%, which is just 17 units to 117 here in Dallas. And solds are down just a little bit, down 3% versus last week, which is 7 units. And that's pretty much to be expected, just given that we're not towards quite the end of the month. We'll probably see these tick up in the next 2 weeks. And mortgage rates continue to inch ever so forward. We're right now at 7.631. That is per the Optimal Blue website, which is a national average. Click on that and go there. You'll also see what FHA, jumbo, you also see conformings. The other thing too that's really great is they let you actually look at historical data through graphing. I think it's a really smooth, clean way to kind of get a better idea of what's happening and what has happened. If this is something that you feel like you would like more information on, a zip code, a school district, or just a neighborhood, let us know. It's a very simple way for us to get this information so you can be as accurate and up to date as you want.
Excellent job.
Thank you.
So we really didn't jump into our property this week?
This is a great one. We helped the client buy it, I think in 2017 or 18. It is at 8631 Britannia Court. This is Copperfield. This is a great community. If you have not been through this community, the condos that come, or the townhomes, I'm sorry, that come on the market actually do not last. The average days on market for this area is between 4 and 12 on the high.
And there are, these are kind of an anomaly. We just don't see that many 3-bedroom townhomes that are in these kind of communities. They're usually 2-bedroom and a really small office. We certainly don't see very many that have the 3 full baths on it like this.
Now, one of the great things about this is commuting is super simple. You got 635 just to the north of you, which takes you all the way to the DFW airport on the northern entrance. Also, if you're headed also back to the west, you can jump on Royal Lane, and that'll actually take you to Central on 75, shoot down to downtown, or if you're looking to be in East Dallas, this is really Lake Highland area-ish, it's easy to get all the way around in this area.
And these are Richardson School District, so you'd be going to probably Moss Farm Elementary, and then you'd also be ending up at Lake Highlands High School, which in that neighborhood is just, I mean, it is like, it's like the town square.
It is, very much so. Some of the things that are going on in this area that locals always love to go and get involved with, and right now this is one of the best times to do this. This is Arboretum, Autumn at the Arboretum, and this is a great time. I have heard the actual marketing pitch on this entire event, and I believe they bring in more gourds here than any other place in the United States. And I believe they have up to 20 different species of gourds throughout, and they use these to make really cool habitats. And I think you actually were there this weekend.
I was there on Sunday, and it was, we went out and went for a friends group that went out and had a big picnic, and I have never seen as many people at the Arboretum in my life, but the Arboretum is so big, it didn't feel crowded.
No.
I mean, you felt crowded kind of coming in and going out because that's, you know, there's one in and one out there. But the foliage and the color, everything's just fantastic.
Right now, it's spot on. Also, I don't know if it's in this, but there's also a kids zone as well. So it's a really great family get together, space it out, but enjoy these great photo ops here. You can go online on Instagram, I bet, and type in Dallas Arboretum, get an idea. I hesitate doing that because sometimes I feel like it spoils it. I kind of want to see it firsthand before I actually go there.
Yeah.
One of the other things in this area that is super popular, and they've really kind of caught on across all of Texas, and this is Topgolf. Topgolf, I think this may have been one of the original ones in Dallas.
I'm gonna say yes, because I don't remember this being talked about anywhere else in the country. And certainly not, I mean, it was certainly the first one in the Dallas area.
It's a great event. I'll be there on Thursday night. Swing by, say hello. If Topgolf isn't your thing, batting cages and putt-putt are also in the exact same area. So lots of fun to do. I have to say that I think that they have figured out the way to run these things because of the way service is so prompt, drinks, food, all of it is dropped. It just makes super sense. I've never been there. We've been there for lots of events. I've never been at it and been like super frustrated with the way that it was handled.
Yeah. One of the other restaurants, one of the restaurants we wanted to mention in the neighborhood is called Royal Thai. And this is a restaurant that has been there since 1990 to 93, I think. It's been there a long time, and it has been there a long time because it is very good for a long time. We've been there for lunch a couple of different times, and I've eaten dinner there, I don't know, a dozen times or so, and just really spot on great Thai food.
And it's so funny because when I used to live in the area, this is Tuesday night dinner for me, was chicken Penang, no chives, crispy spring rolls. Given. That was all I was going to have on a Tuesday night. So it is that good. It's one of the first restaurants I went to when I moved to Dallas. It has not disappointed. And if you feel like you need to work out, there's LA Fitness right behind it, and Central Market across the street to pick up ice cream on your way home.
And Tom Thumb right there.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, let's jump into this. Is 8631 Britannia Court. It is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage, just over 1,700 square feet, priced at $399. That brings it at $226 a foot.
And it is such a great community, very well maintained. You can see the exterior quality that was used to build these and maintain them. The paint is, I've been in this community 100 times, and the way it is cared for is just spot on. This is a real interesting that you've got a real open down floor plan downstairs, dining room here on the back, here on the front, and really cool lighting. I think the owner did a great job in picking the lighting to go through.
Open floor plan, as Jeff was saying. You swing around, you get into this L-shaped kitchen right here. That is the pantry there behind that door. This is a bar that is set up above the kitchen countertop. Swings around, and that enters into the utility room, which then turns into the garage. One of the great things about this house is that the roof and the siding was replaced in 2023, and then HVACs up and down were also taken care of, and also the water heater.
And so this is standing in the kitchen looking out toward the back. You do have a really nice, generous sized backyard. Not too big, not too small. You know, people in townhomes don't usually want to do a lot of maintenance, but they do want to have an outdoor space that they can either enjoy or have for their pets. And this is spot on.
And great natural light as well, because those are almost floor to ceiling windows as well. Wood burning fireplaces you can see, and then pivoting. This kind of gives you a full idea of how this flows. You can put bar stools there instead of having the 2 chairs, which actually work really well. And then you have 1 bedroom down and a full bedroom also down. The actual Murphy bed there on the right hand of the photo, that actually is an amazing element that actually stays with the house. And here's what it looks like when it actually comes down. Mattress not included. It does have 2 a side-by-side closet right there that opens up. But overall, really great space, lots of versatility.
And there's a full bath just right outside that bathroom.
Absolutely.
Downstairs, and then you go upstairs, and you have a second living area, which is really great. Great natural light, lots of room to configure this however you want, whether it's the movie room, if it's the game room. It's probably big enough you could do a ping pong table up there if you wanted. Probably a pool table.
Yeah. Now, one of the great things about the way that the upstairs is also configured is that the second bedroom is not have a wall that shares with the master. There is an ensuite bathroom here as well. A large window right there, as you can see, and this is a tub shower combination. Nice countertops there on the kitchen, or on the bathroom sink. And here we go into the master.
And I love the big windows on the back. You've got that really cool palladium window at the top. This has wood floors throughout. There is no carpet in this unit at all. Really a generous sized master bedroom. That's a king size bed. You can see there's room for a chair over on the by the entryway, and then you've got room for the couch there. The bathroom has just been done impeccably well. Double sink vanity, huge shower stall, separate tub, and I love the white subway tile.
They also have 2 closets in here. The first one is in the master bathroom that is a complete walk-in, and the other one is a little bit smaller there, and it's actually in the master bathroom. And then downstairs, you got a little covered patio right there, both cement cement pad, and you also have flagstone as well. Fence was also redone, I believe, sometime last year. So this is 8631 Britannia Court. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage built in 93. I believe that's 83, and it's 1,765 square foot, $399, and that brings us in at $226 a square foot.
And it's a fantastic deal. I mean, they would work well whether you were borrowing conventional, FHA, VA. They would be an excellent product for a lot of that. Which there's not a lot of VA and FHA targeted property in the market. Not that this is targeted toward that, but these townhomes work very well.
And one of the last things that we want to point out is that this actual unit actually sits on a cul-de-sac street. There's also a green space that is directly across from it. There are lots of room for dogs that go out there and run. In the comments below, you're going to see a link. Click on that link. You can scroll through the photos at your own pace. You look at the ones that we didn't use, and if it's something you'd like to look at, let us know. We'd like to make that happen.
And with that, we'll be right back. Did you know there are a lot of ways you can keep up with us? For starters, every Wednesday at noon, we host Sold with Updike Pugh, live from our Facebook and YouTube channels. Our show is dedicated to featuring some of the best homes in the Dallas market and about sharing timely information about market trends. But don't worry if you missed the show, because you can always listen to them on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify.
Still want more? Follow us on Instagram, where you get a first-hand look at what it's like to be a realtor. It's not always previewing homes for clients or getting them ready to go live in MLS. Lastly, visit our website and you'll be able to create a custom home search tailored specifically to your wants and needs that's timely and accurate. Whether it's square foot, location, or the neighborhood, we have you covered.
If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, we can help with that too. Just visit homeprice.fyi, enter a few pieces of information like your home address, and we'll email you a price. When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.
Hi everybody, welcome to the second segment, episode 246, Sold with Updike Pugh. I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and today we thought we would talk a little bit about who you're going to call. Oh my goodness, you worked long and hard on that title, didn't you, Jeff?
did.
Woo-wee! Got the music to go with it.
So, anyway,
In the spirit of Halloween.
purpose of having this conversation is to talk about what are the items that you really need to call a professional on. A lot of people do the DIY project, and there are a lot of things you can do on your own. I learned a lot about what I've learned in construction over the years, or in caring for a home through trial and tribulation, but I think I've also figured out where I need to draw the line and where I call the professional.
Before we go any further on the segment, what is the one thing that you did DIY that you learned the biggest?
Ooh, that's interesting. I do. Oh, I know. I can tell you what it is. I can tell you. I should never pick paint colors.
Interesting.
I had a house on Alden that Eric and I were redoing. We bought it from bought it from an estate. It's a little bitty, 1,000 square foot, 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. Okay. And we completely redid this house. And the guy, Michael, that I used to use to pick paint color all the time, had gone off to ride an elephant in India. You know who I'm talking about. And he was the guy who would always come out. I'd pay him a couple $100 to come out, and he'd tell me what color to paint. Well, he was gone for 3 months, and I didn't know it. So I picked a paint color.
What color did you pick?
Some white color. Yeah.
Was it yellow?
Painted it. Picked a different color. Painted. This is the whole exterior of the house. Painted it a third time after he got back in town.
No.
Yes. That was my limit.
I took and changed out my thermostat one time and did not turn off the electricity to my HVAC unit.
Yeah.
You have to replace a motherboard on that one. Mm-hmm. Well, you live and you learn. One of the things that we want to bring up, and this is actually because we actually have a client working with them and discussing this, and a lot of times you'll have foundation that you know needs to have work done, and your first inclination is to call a foundation company. Everybody says, that's what we'll do, thinking that they're going to be a neutral third party. And that really isn't the case, because their pay is based on sales.
And I feel, it's
not that bad.
Yeah, not at all. But if you, I feel like every time that you call a foundation company, your house needs foundation work. There are a couple of exceptions, like Alpha Foundation is an exception to that. But from a general perspective, I think you need to bite the bullet, get a structural engineer to come out. They are going to be unbiased. They're not going to try to sell you piers. They're just going to tell you where your house is and what they need to do to stabilize it or lift it or whatever.
And a lot of times when an engineering company comes out, sometimes you don't even need peers. Like Marissa Fontanez, not Marissa Fontanez, and she married her husband, Good.
Justin.
Justin, he actually had a house, and I think it was like in McKinney or Plano, and had like a hump in the middle of the living room. And so we said, call the foundation company. Call the engineering out. And they said they thought it was a water issue under the house, and that he needed to have a plumber come out and look at that, and then let it dry out. And then in 6 months, they could make a decision on if it needed anything. And it ended up he did not need any foundation work at all. So it is a very interesting thing. You really have to, if you don't know, now you do. And if you hear this, share it with your friends and family, because we might be in a situation soon where there could be some movement in foundations as we change temperatures.
One of the other topics that we think it is best to call the professional on is tree service. It is, and there are a couple of caveats in calling the right tree service. Getting up in I used to crawl up in a tree with a chainsaw dangling around, and how I still have both my arms, I don't know. And how I've kept from cutting a tree down, falling on a house, I don't know.
And those are two huge issues. It is the season right now that it is time to trim your trees back. It is great to do that before we get into the spring storm season. Also, it's a really good time for you to look through and see that if there are dead branches that did not make it through this harsh summer that we just came out of. But these are things that you want the professional to do, that have the rigging, that have the actual tethers to pull limbs and trees away from houses and vehicles. And the other caveat in hiring somebody is make sure they're insured. Get a copy of their insurance certificate. They will. Most people will not have any issue providing that to you because they know having that is a benefit for them. Yep. And then call the insurance company and make sure it's still in force. Absolutely. So those are the two. The last one is large electrical projects. I just have a spot in my heart for these. If it is something that is arcing, if it is something that the breaker won't continually stay on, these are issues for you not to play with it, but to actually seek out someone before something larger happens and could be catastrophic. Yeah, or a lot of times people will find that there is one switch that heats up over time, and if you feel that happening, that is not normal. No. That is not normal. So call your electrician, have him come out and figure out what that issue is. And what is it, 70% of the house fires are caused by electrical issues? It's a really large number. I'm not making that up. And I'm not saying, like, we had clients that were on Drujon, and they actually had an outlet in the master bedroom that actually heated up. And I don't know that there was an issue, but they were smart enough that they actually turned the breaker off and noticed how hot it was. Then they called the fire department, and basically it had almost started a house fire. So these are real live issues. And I know that we are coming into a season where we're going to be plugging in more outdoor lights, more Christmas trees. If that breaker keeps tripping, there's a reason. There is. Call someone. Do not attempt to do it yourself. So we hope you found this helpful today. If there's any other topics that you want us to talk about, if you want us to expand on this even more, or if you've got something coming up that you want our opinion on, should you hire a professional, give us a call. We'd be happy to help. And just remember, we want to be your realtors for life. When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223. And remember, we want to be your realtors for life.